All right, guys, let's check out the Nivada Grenchen Chronomaster Aviator with the lollipop on this guy here. This is the SeaDiver. You can get this in a few different configurations, of course, different handsets and such, automatic movements, manual wind movements, and all of those should be mostly available at Exquisite Timepieces. So you have a US distribution and support system there, and that is, I think, critical when you're dealing with some of these brands. Speaking of brands, Exquisite Timepieces authorized dealer for 60 brands plus their massive pre-owned collection. Check them out. Link in the description with contact information so you can get a hold of Tyler, my contact there, directly, letting him know I sent you and get the best deal possible. Let's go ahead and start this thing while we're talking about it. So inside this is the automatic Sellita SW510, 510 movement. So can't see it. We have a closed case back, but I assure you it's in there. I can feel the rotor moving. And of course you can unscrew the crown and manually wind it as well. So that is kind of cool. It has a screw down crown and it keeps the 100-meter water resistance on there. You have a bi-directional friction fit bezel on this thing for timing. Case size on this is pretty small. Overall, the case itself is 38 millimeter wide. If you measure it at the bezel, it's 38.9. You can see the bezel overhangs the case just slightly. The lug-to-lug with drilled lugs is 46.5 millimeter. You can see you have that nicely sized, oversized crown really for this size watch. The thickness, boxed and slightly, or double dome, boxed and, I mean, it has a slight double dome, but it's mostly just boxed. Sapphire crystal, keeping 15 millimeter thick, 20 millimeter lug opening, and then that crown that I mentioned before is 7 millimeter, which is a nice size crown for this size watch. You can see that nice sharp brushing on there, and of course the polished angles on the case, as well as some polished bits on the bezel itself. See if we can get a little close up there. See if I can clean some of this off here. So nice contrast with that kind of green colored loom there for the markers and hand loom inset there. Subdials, of course, at the 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock positions there. So at the 3 o'clock, it's going to keep track of, as you watch the chronograph go around, you can see it keeps track of the minutes there. And then the 9 o'clock subdial is actually your running seconds. So if we stop this thing, nice tactile feel, it instantly snaps back and it keeps that seconds running over there tied to your main timekeeping. You have the tachometer on that inside ring. This is a nice, balanced, no date, automatic, smaller chronograph. Potentially a good option for you guys. Let me pop this. Comes on this Tropic strap. I believe there are some bracelet options, and the bracelet options I've handled from the brand in the past are pretty good. Here it is on my 7 1/4 inch wrist, so you can see what that looks like. And I think overall, because of the footprint of it and being 15 millimeter thick, some people might ask, is it a little top heavy? I don't feel top heavy on this thing at all. And I'm not like super tight. It's not tight. So it feels nicely balanced. This thing should wear really nice. Let's take it off wrist as I fumble with it. Give it a quick blast with my UV light. Turn off the studio lights and let's see how the loom performance is on this. I'm not expecting miracles. It is, after all, not necessarily a dive watch per se. It definitely performs well, but it's not going to be like, that crazy Seiko blast loom. It's just going to be a nice, good, adequate loom application for this brand. Thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next vid.